Hello everybody and welcome to Jim Games. Right now this is a full review for No Man's Sky, right? 2023. Okay, now then, the full review for the game. Okay, I'm going to give you a quite description for about 4 minutes and then we'll get into the game's nitty gritty, right? So this is for people that have not played the game before and also existing players in the game. I'm not going to be biased in any way possible. I'm not going to mention any content creators or anything like that. The only people I'm going to mention in this video is Hello Games. Right, so who are the people that make No Man's Sky? Okay, No Man's Sky has been around now for at least 6 years, not a bit longer. Okay, I started the game around about the Foundation update, which was the first main update for the game, so I believe I'm very well qualified to actually give a review for the game. Okay, No Man's Sky obviously is a procedurally generated game. It is absolutely huge, and I mean huge. You've got 256 galaxies, and you can only visit 255, and then invited to the 256th galaxy by special request if somebody's been there already. Right then, and you have so many planets to visit. Okay, this game is huge beyond belief. Okay, the graphics on it are incredible. They've had graphical updates within the game, and it does make it amazing. Okay, this is just the initial, opening to the actual review, so don't take this on as the actual review. This is just the opening, folks. Okay, so as you can see on the video behind, these are in-game footage of what's going on. Nothing's been doctored or anything like that. This is actual gameplay. Okay, so you can jump from planet to planet. You can explore. Only recently it's been more or less turned into a sandbox game, so really the survival element of the game has been taken out. You do have the choice to turn that option off. Okay, they did bring this menu in, this as deemed in the community as the cheat menu. Okay, it's the difficulty settings and you can turn everything to free. Okay, so it just gives people the element to explore. Okay, but there are downsides on the exploration which I'll mention later on in the video. Okay, so No Man's Sky is a procedural universe. Okay, procedural meaning it's repeated quite a lot. Okay, quite a lot. Okay, so once you've been in the game for at least 300 hours, you tend to see the repetition starting within the game. Okay, you have land-based craft which you can get. Okay, you've got sidelines, side quests in the game, there's lore, there's all sorts of things to keep you busy for at least 300 hours, and then after that it becomes incredibly boring. Okay, incredibly. Okay, the only reason why I personally stayed on No Man's Sky is because I had a No Man's Sky channel and I couldn't do anything else at the time. Now I have a gaming channel. Okay, so I can spread my wings, I can fly the nest. Okay, folks, so as you can see, the graphics are okay. They're not too bad. They're not right up to the standard of normal next generation games. This game is being reviewed on the Xbox Series S. As you can see, the graphics are not as dissimilar as they are on pre-generation, only in certain parts. Okay, the rendering issues is like you can see in this cave here. Yeah, it takes time to render. We have got render issues within the game. Okay, so now this is the introduction over. Okay, I'm going to move on to what's wrong with the game on this next section. Okay, this is what I've noticed, so let's move on to the next bit, folks. Right, folks, welcome back. This is the next part now. We're getting into the nitty gritty, right? Okay, let's get down to the cheat menu, right? The cheat menu was brought in on the 4.0 or 4.01 update, I believe, or something like that. And what they brought in was a menu that helps people, do whatever they want in the game. So theoretically creating a sandbox game. Before, it was mainly crafting type of game, you know, where there was lots of grind. Now the community can now do whatever they want, right? And they also have the choice of turning it off permanently, right? But everybody seems to keep it on now, okay? There's not that many people turn it off. And it does help within elements of the game, okay, but it does take away a great deal amount of the gameplay, okay, which has turned it into a pure sandbox game, okay. So if you're looking for survival and grind, yes, you can do this in No Man's Sky. It is optional to do it now. As before, you know, you just had to do it, you know, unless you went into creative mode and did it that way. Let's go on to the modes, right? So before the cheat menu, you had several modes you could play, which was creative, normal, survival, and permadeath, and also the expedition modes. Okay, the game was set into that order, and then they brought the cheat menu in, which completely destroyed all the modes in the game. There's no point selecting any other mode because you can get them all in the cheat menu. So yeah, that was a bit of a shot in the foot by Hello Games there for some certain reason, unless they're bringing it out for a future update, something to do with the cheat menu. Now then, let's go into the expeditions. The expeditions are a extra thing in the game which you can do like a certain quest line to get prizes. They bring expeditions out occasionally, several times a year, and they also do reruns of old expeditions. So if you haven't done them before, you can do them again. Yes, so that's a pretty good feature. It can become repetitive if you have done all these reruns of these expeditions prior to the rerun coming out, and then it just makes you just, oh, there's nothing new. Okay, the updates in general. The updates for No Man's Sky, how long do they last? Not very long. They're very linear. It doesn't take long for people to actually go through the entire updates that No Man's Sky brings out. I'd say the maximum 2 weeks, and you've completely covered everything within an update, and then you get bored again. Okay, so the update's incredibly linear. The older updates for No Man's Sky, they were really jam-packed with stuff to do, right? But now these newer updates seem to be not as fun and well packed and with features as there were before in the original game, which is unfortunate really, because that puts a lot of the players off, and players tend to leave, okay, easily. Okay, so No Man's Sky has a massive amount of player base that come and go, leave, and new players. This time round with the Waypoint update, the 4.0 update, you know, a lot of people left, okay, because they made some serious mistakes there, did Hello Games, with the update, okay, and it will go down in No Man's Sky history as the biggest mess up of Hello Games, okay. So there we go, apart from when it launched, okay, there are a lot of history regarding Hello Games when they first started No Man's Sky. If you want to look into that, I'm not going to feature all that in the video, okay, this video, but yeah, it's been a touch and go thing for Hello Games. It's been a good comeback story though. Yes, it's been an awesome comeback story for the game, right? Now then, on to the next part now. We're going to start going into features of the game, so I'll see you in that bit, okay? Right folks, welcome back. Right, these are the features of No Man's Sky. You've got base building, right? You've got base building, which is good. You got a massive array of parts to actually build with. Everybody can build in the game, you know, especially with the cheat menu in now, it makes it a lot easier. Okay, you've got exploration, you've got ship hunting. You can do the storyline if you want, which doesn't last long. You know, the lore's not very big in it. You know, you got side quests and all sorts of things, and the expeditions. Okay, that's more or less in a nutshell. I could go into it a bit more deeper, but this video will go on for about 2 hours. Okay, but yeah, there's plenty to do to start off for new players in the game. Okay, but eventually, once you've done everything in the game becomes incredibly boring, linear, and then the updates become linear on top. Okay, there are certain aspects of the game which are terrible regarding the communication between the actual community of No Man's Sky and Hello Games. Okay, Hello Games tend to not listen to the community, what they want for their requests regarding updates, and that creates a lot of speculation and also a lot of upset within the game, and it divides the community quite a lot. Yes, especially when leading up to updates, when Hello Games don't tell anybody what they are going to be bringing in up in an update. Sean Murray launches an emoji on Twitter, and then everybody has to guess what the update is, which can create a hype train, right? A hype train can be incredibly intense, especially for new players, and new players leave, okay? And Sean Murray needs to change that as soon as possible, and be more open when it comes to updates, okay? That's mainly it. Okay, now we're coming into the review, okay, anytime now for No Man's Sky for 2023. Right, this is the review, so next bit and the synopsis of the game, okay? As a long-term player in No Man's Sky, I rate this game, let's say, a conservative 6 out of 10. Okay, it would be a 7, 8, 9 or 10 if the updates were a lot more, packed with more things to last from update to update, right? But it's not. The updates only last for about 2 weeks, and then you're just bored in the game. If you're in the game a long time like I was, things become incredibly repetitive in No Man's Sky because it's a procedural universe. The community can be incredibly divided at times, so if you don't want to get involved with the community, don't, right? And that's it really, folks. This is my full review for No Man's Sky 2023. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Chatty bye.